Figure out what's going on with this camera over there. It's not showing up the right.
That's weird.
We'll be ready soon.
That's so weird. Sorry, everyone. We will be with you shortly. I didn't know that it was recording that bit.
No, it wasn't recording. There we go.
Hey.
Hey, that's the right camera. And there it goes. Into the right place. A massive delay on it.
Wow.
I hope it doesn't continue like that.
Okay. Happy?
No.
No. It's very slow, isn't it? Is it
Yeah.
slow for you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that.
What are we going to do?
I don't know. Is it going to be like this the whole time?
Maybe.
Can you all hear us?
idea? Any feedback from the
No
online?
feedback from the online yet.
Okay. Yes, it's slow. That's the feedback we're getting.
Strange. How weird. I think we should go to the secondary camera.
Go to this one.
What do you think?
Yeah, except I'm the only one visible on that. Can hear us, but it's very, very slow. All right, we're just going to go back to the interlude.
Yeah, we're going to go back to the waiting screen, and then we'll work out what's going on, and we'll be with you as soon as we've sorted it out.
Yes, we'll be with you back in 10 minutes, as it says.
Yeah.
All right,
Hopefully
we're just
less.
going to mute our mics as well.
Sorry about this.
Sort this out.
It is.
Okay.
And the audio's on and people can hear us.
The audio is on and people can hear us.
Hello.
Hello,
oh,
everybody.
my goodness.
Ooh,
Thank you
what
for
a
your
palaver.
patience at this difficult time. We changed cameras. We've moved the room around in about 18 minutes. But yes, we are here. We are live. It is working. Yes?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
so.
not on my... oh, yeah. We're okay.
Yeah,
Well,
we've gone to the live version and
yeah.
it's going all right.
Well, lovely to see you all. Thank you so much for bearing with us. We are Charlie and Jake. I'm Charlie, who's Jake. Hi.
Well, it's weird. We get all of our rehearsals. We've been looking over this way,
Yeah.
where the camera was supposed to be, and it's now over here. And it was a much better angle.
It was a really good angle.
Next time.
Never mind. You're joining us live in our home studio here in Bedminster, in Bristol, England, UK, planet Earth.
Some of those.
You're very welcome. Come on in, have a cup of tea. It's lovely to see you all. We are going to... This is our second ever Open Collab. And what we've done is we've asked for submissions for poetry from... we just chucked it out to the internet, and we've had so many amazing submissions sent back to us. And so tonight we're going to be improvising to those pieces live. We listened to them this afternoon. We've got a vague idea of what instrument we might play for what poem, but that's kind of it, really, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just sort of giving ourselves a stepping stone into the unknown, and something to an idea to bounce off of, and that's what we'll be doing, the bouncing right now.
We're bouncing live. Yes.
Whew.
It's
Anything
all right.
to say,
It's
or should
fine.
we just start with the first one?
No,
and then
we're fine.
Yeah.
I think we're a little bit like, that was a worry. Oh my goodness. But I'm just glad that we're live, and I'm glad that we're going. it's lovely to see you're all chatting in the comments. That's totally what we want to see. So what we loved last time was that everybody was saying such lovely things about the poems as well, and just this lovely sense of community already. It's been really lovely. Anyway, should we crack on?
Yeah.
All right. We are going to start with a poem. It's okay. We're okay. We are going to start with a poem by Haneefah Mohammed called Thought Diva. And Haneefah calls herself the Solutions poet. Solutions poet. She's from Bedfordshire, and this is what she says. She says, so Haneefah has 20 years experience as a social worker, mainly with people experiencing complex mental health issues. She is also a soul empowerment coach and performance poet. Haneefah self-published her book, My Soul Purpose, last year, and describes it as a collection of her poems about life, living and learning on her journey of self-discovery. Haneefah hopes her poetry will inspire other people to transform their beliefs, thoughts and actions into more inner connection, freedom and happiness for themselves and others. She is thrilled to have this opportunity of sharing her work with Echoes and Edges, and hopes their poetry and music collaboration will empower and excite everyone who sees it and hears it. And we love this poem. It's you'll hear it and you'll hear why. And we thought it would be a really lovely, empowering and positive message to begin this evening with.
I've just remembered that this is going to... Oopsie. Just want to move it out of the way.
Yeah. Okay.
So it doesn't get in your way when things happen. In it. Oops. It's going pretty slowly, but it's going to get there. And it's
Are they
gonna be
watching that
okay.
move live? That's fun.
Potentially.
Whoa. Here we go. That what Jake's moving around is a link to our Coffee page, and Coffee is a website where you can find lots of artists, visual artists, podcasters, and musicians. And the idea is that if you enjoy what you're hearing tonight, which takes a lot of days' work to put together, if you're enjoying it, there's kind of no way to pay a ticket fee for an online gig, right?
Yeah.
And so we thought this would be a really cool way for you guys to buy an online ticket if you could. That would be awesome, because I know we mentioned last time, but as two freelance musicians or freelance creatives, we've lost a lot of work, and over the summer lots of gigs and festivals and things, and this is an amazing we found an amazing community in online gigs, and we're really enjoying it, and we want to make it worthwhile creatively.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
I finished talking now.
Lovely.
Happy?
So Haneefah also recorded a bit of intro about the poem.
Oh.
So
Amazing.
let's let
Yes,
her
she
do the
did.
talking about the poem, and then we'll have the poem itself. So this is the intro. Is it? Should be the intro.
Oh, you're joking.
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it?
We've been
Just,
working on this all day, and everything has worked perfectly.
Yeah.
And then you guys rock up, and then nothing works. Oh, somebody's written it's been one of those days. Yes, hasn't it?
I think it's maybe... I'm not sure why it's not working, to be honest. It's much like with the previous thing. I didn't know why it wasn't working. It just wasn't. That one. It'd be handy if it does work.
Kind of need the poetry, don't we?
Do it a little bit. Let's try this again. No. Yeah, that should be working. No.
I must say you're all very patient.
Okay, that's working there. Right, so now we go to this one, then we go to this.
Hi, I'm Haneefah, and I wrote this poem about 3 weeks ago, and it's just a reminder that we are in control of our thoughts, and we mustn't let anything or anyone come along and steal them. So, here's my poem, Thought Diva.
Just before I start, crackle, I apologise in advance.
That's good. Oh, it's stopped now.
There we go.
Whoa.
Okay.
I'll tell you what.
I think, yeah, that might help everything. It was just
Oh, amazing.
it's just like switching it down to a lower level so that it just gives the computer a break for a bit.
Oh, that's a tired computer.
Yeah. So this is Thought Diva by Haneefah Mohammed. What do we begin with? I begin, right?
I think you should begin.
Okay. Let's get you in there. Sorry. Why is that? Yeah, I think that's right.
Go for it.
This is not connected now.
What's not? The iPad?
The iPad.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, what I would recommend at this stage is tomorrow afternoon, watch our first Open Collab, because honestly nothing went wrong. It was great.
Right. So now yeah, there we go.
All right,
Yeah,
here we
okay.
go.
All right.
Hi guys, welcome to Open Collab with Charlie and Jake. Nothing's ever gone wrong.
All right.
Here we go.
Are you ready? This is
Haneefah
Thought
Mohammed,
Diva.
Thought Diva.
Haneefah Mohammed with Thought Diva.
Check out our fun.
Lovely. Right.
I am a thought diva. So put very simply, it means my thoughts belong to me. I don't buy, hire or rent them out. They're one of few things today that are actually free. My thoughts cannot be controlled by others unless I choose to let them in. And I won't allow them to be hijacked just to become someone else's waste bin. You see, I'm in charge. My thoughts are mine to share or to squander. I can choose to keep them, ditch them, or I can just let them wander. I'll do everything I can to keep my thoughts from being infected or misdirected either. Because I'm the creator's child. I'm precious, I'm special. And yes, I'm a proud thought diva. And that's it.
Thought diva, I am a thought diva. I am a thought diva. I am a thought diva.
I am a
Thought diva. I am a thought diva. I am a thought diva. I one of the things in life that are completely free. My thoughts cannot be controlled by others unless I choose to let them in. I won't allow them to be hijacked, become someone else's waste bin. I'm in charge, my thoughts are mine to share and squander. I can choose to keep them, ditch them, or just let them wander. My thoughts are mine to share or to squander. I can choose to keep them, ditch them, or let them wander. I am a thought diva. I am a thought. I am a thought diva. I'm a thought diva. I'm a thought diva. I am a thought diva. I am a thought diva. I am a thought diva. My thoughts are mine to share or to squander. I can choose to keep them, ditch them, or let them wander. Or let them wander.
That feels better.
Thank you so much, Haneefah. So cool. Amazing. We love that poem. That was so cool.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. I'm many sorts of diva, and mainly a thought diva, and so I relate to that entirely. Hey, I feel better now. We've got one poem done.
Yeah.
We've changed cameras. We've changed everything, and nothing's gone to plan. But everything's now now going to plan. So we're fine.
Yeah.
I hope everyone's all right. I hope you've had a good month since we last saw you. Let's move on, shall we?
Yeah.
So the next poem is by Ewer from Bristol. And yeah, she's got the most amazing Instagram of beautiful poems on these sort of millennial pinks and lots of lovely colours, and it's just beautiful, and her poems are beautiful too, but the colours are really nice. So Emma's from Bristol, and she says, I've been writing in secret for many years, but now I want to share my work with the world. So I am in the process of writing my first book of poetry. I mainly write about love, sex and heartache. I love how the release of emotion provides endless creation, and how everyone can interpret the words and poems differently, depending on their own life experiences. Yeah, yes, absolutely. So this poem is called Wildflowers, and Emma says about the poem, a friend of mine is ex-military. He left the army over 14 years ago, and 1 year ago he began to suffer severe delayed PTSD. This led him to being hospitalised for a few months. And while he was in there, he asked me if I could write him a poem relating to his army days, so he could frame it and put it up on his wall at home, so that he could look at it every day. And Wildflowers is what Emma says she came up with.
I am a wild flower. My heart was kissed by a honeybee. As long as I am watered, I will grow each day, stand tall and be free. For wildflowers grow in broken places. You just watch and see.
I am a wildflower. was kissed by a honeybee. As long as I am watered, I will grow each day, stand tall and be free. For wildflowers grow in broken places. You just watch and see. For wildflowers grow in broken places. You just watch and see. Wildflowers by Ewer. Really beautiful, moving poem, Emma. Thank you for sending that in and letting us do our thing with it. We feel really moved by that one, so thank you. Okay, a different but equally moving poem and different but equally moving mood next.
Yeah.
We laugh and cry at Open Collab, don't we? Mainly cry. I wondered if you wanted to talk about the next poem.
Yes.
But you're
There we
busy.
go. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm ready now. Sorry, just need to make sure they've got the right instruments. If I've got the right. Yeah, we made some very quick notes, as we were saying earlier on, to sort of which instrument, which sound to begin with, and then we go from there. So this poem by Nathalie Sallegren is called "My Country is Burning," and Nathalie is originally from Papua New Guinea, moved to Australia, lived there for many years, and now lives in Finland. And she wrote this a few weeks ago, I think, back in January. Wrote it back in January. Which was right around the time when a huge number of bushfires were raging across basically the entirety of Australia, and many houses were lost, many lives were lost, and wildlife was also quite badly affected by losing habitat, and sort of this the scale of it was unseen before, and so she said she's had feelings a bit homesick about that, which and I have lots of family from Australia as well, and an uncle who lost his house, and another uncle who lived nearby but didn't lose his house, but was in the same community. This one is sort of Nathalie says that it's a lot of anger and emotions came up at that time, and this is the outcome of those. And yes,
it's called "My Country is Burning," and she gives an introduction as well.
She does. Brilliant. Okay, so all of that things that I just said is probably said in the introduction anyway.
Much better than you did. No, I'm joking.
So this is "My Country is Burning" by Nathalie Sallegren, and
This piece was inspired by the bushfires in Australia. I wrote this in January. I live in Finland now, and I was feeling quite homesick watching the bushfires from a great distance. I also have a background of living in Central Australia, and a lot of the emotions I felt came to the fore while writing this. It's called "My Country is Burning." ochre shapes on the rock face. Ancient rites where petroglyphs sighted. I see footsteps traced, sprayed in paint, bearing the old ways. Creation recorded, wisdoms carved. First people's spiritual guide, stories told across the skies. Rite, ceremony, wisdom, initiate. Scratched fossils cracked wide open. I find I'm digging for my survival. Trying to find where they connect to. I look to the sky. Flat feet grind to place my weight so evenly in this space. I'm struggling to retain the ground I walk on, but the sand is forgiving and moulds to me. Eucalyptus sweats from the leaves and I'm drunk on the unbearable heat. I meditate in the stench and absorb it. The sun's rays break in the dry riverbed and my own path crosses the caterpillar dreaming. Wisdom's recorded in oral tradition. Rite, ceremony, wisdom, initiate. And this is all bigger than me. And this is all bigger than me. Now, it's not okay to hear the roar of the engine. It's not okay to see a digger with intention. It's not okay to bulldoze with aggression, dig pits out pockets where ancient worlds hide in. It's not okay to destroy placement and origin. It's not okay to crush the petroglyphs of wisdom. It's not okay to dominate with ignorance. Fracking fractures the earth's crust, forcing out our heart's gas. Backburning methods lost all control. Old growth forest has lost its soul. Like drilling rigs in sensitive coral. Like tearing down Gondwana land's hold. Like endangering our marsupials. Like taking babies from their mama's fold. Like creating a law for genocide. Like following a leader who makes you lie. Like following a leader who makes you lie. Like following a leader who makes you lie. My country is burning. Fossil fuels light up the horizon. Wasted water rusts the pipelines. Corrupted drinks and passes it round to dull us. While rum is passed down in the family. That family drinks into stupidity. The captivated enjoy humility. Ashes beyond ashes. Dust burnt to dust. My country is burning. The carbon's expanding. No right. No ceremony, no wisdom, dissipate, lost at the cold face.
This is all bigger than me. This is all bigger than me. This is all bigger than me. This is all bigger. Oh, bigger, oh, bigger than me. This is all bigger than me. This is all bigger than me. This is all bigger, oh, bigger, oh, bigger than me. This is all bigger than me. This is all bigger than me. This is all bigger, oh, bigger, oh, bigger than me. This is all bigger than me. This is all bigger than me. This is all bigger, oh, bigger, oh, bigger than me. This is all bigger than me. This is all bigger than me. This is all bigger, oh, bigger, oh, bigger than me. This is all bigger than me. This is all bigger than me. This is all bigger, oh, bigger, oh, bigger than me. This is all bigger than me. This is all bigger than me. This is all bigger, oh, bigger, oh, bigger than me. This is all bigger than me. This is all bigger than me. This is all bigger, oh, bigger.
Thank you, Nathalie, for that one. That was very powerful.
Sorry.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, thank
That
you,
was-
Nathalie.
yeah.
That was. We've had quite an emotional afternoon with that one, didn't we?
Yeah,
And
because that was quite a
your anger was so
yeah.
inspiring in some
Mm.
ways, or your is that the right thing to say?
Yeah,
Your performance, impassioned. That's the word.
yeah,
Your impassioned. Thank you, David.
yeah.
Your impassioned performance really took us there. You know.
Mm.
Anyway, whew,
Okay.
hope everyone's doing okay.
Sorry.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just stopping everything and
Okay.
resetting. Yeah.
Let's everybody take a deep breath. We're going to go somewhere else now. We are now with Judy Edwards at Becky Falls. And Judy is from Nailsea and is a published poet and enjoys open mic groups and has started a local group called Mix Spice at 65 Open Mic, I believe. Yes, so we're going to go somewhere lovely and peaceful. It's in Devon, isn't it? A lovely waterfall in Devon. Judy's going to tell us anyway. I won't give it away. Anyway, I'm going to have some beer and then we'll do this one and we'll go to a lovely, calm waterfall. Cheers, everyone. Have you got a beer?
Yes.
Oh, I've got reverb on. Cheers,
Yeah.
everyone.
Ready
Cheers,
for the
everyone.
cheers. Oh, this is right. I think I remember our idea for this.
I'm going to use... Should definitely put on the reverb later. You take that off. I'm going to use this little guy. He is called a Baglama, and he cost us approximately £20 from a market store in Athens a couple of years ago, and he is constantly out of tune, and I don't know how to play him. I thought when we bought it, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna, because I think normal people when they go on holiday are meant to like buy cheese. What do people buy on holiday? Like perfume, and we just buy instruments. And this was one of those. Anyway, so he only sounds nice if you put all of that reverb and delay on it. But we thought it would be he makes a lovely sort of twinkly, watery sound. So, and then you're going to play guitar. Happy? Everybody okay?
Oh yes. So the intro.
Becky Falls is a poem about a picnic that myself and husband Pete had without the kids on a weekend away in Devon for a special treat. Becky Falls, cascading, thrilling the beating heart, flowing dutifully to the end of its journey, glorious crescendos, cacophonic with birdsong and trees in the wind, splendid palette of glorious colour, chosen with care by a creative artist, reflective, cool, mirrored in power, rushing, dashing, clamouring to reach the final stream of life. Rivulets of ecstatic, glorious liquid, pulsating with the effervescence of the moment, unending in its circle of life, continuing and permanent from the end of time begun.
Don't tell us we don't give you variety. Did that sentence make sense? Don't tell us.
We do.
You know what I
give
mean.
You variety.
We give you variety.
Right. What have we got next?
Woohoo! Okay. Thank you so much, Judy. That was so lovely and watery and calm. And my goodness, do we want to go for a walk outside? Don't you? Gosh. Oh, lovely. Okay.
Okay. Oh, and let me just stop all the atmos that's going on.
So where were we? Talk to us about the soundscapes you used, Jake.
Oh yes. Yeah, I've got a soundboard basically of recorded sounds that I've recorded on various trips and holidays, or just even around about Bristol. Recently, we went on a few walks in the evenings just to explore new areas, that like new parks and new riverside sort of areas. And I just love to record the sounds of the world and use them in different places. So that previous one was actually a recording of a stream in a forest in Australia, in the Dandenong Hills, just outside of Melbourne. And for this one, there's two sounds that we're going to be combining together. One is I sat next to a tranquil Swiss lakeside. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes. I was by a lake in Switzerland, and Switzerland, and and it's really peaceful and gentle, and there's little waves lapping. And then the other one is on top of a lighthouse on Gabo Island, which is off the coast of Australia, right down in the far southeast corner, in the about as far as you can get away from Melbourne and Sydney. It's on the halfway point between them, so it's very remote, and there's a lighthouse there that my uncle keeps, and it gets very windy, and inside that lighthouse it's basically like a giant flute or something, and it's you hear the wind all around you, and it's quite phenomenal. So let's have those two. I think we're ready to go for everything else.
Yeah, I don't think we've talked about the poem yet.
No, not yet.
Oh, right. Just checking. Hey, we're a bit flustered after the
the
beginning. Sorry, we're normally a lot better at the intros. Anyway, this is a poem by David Ralph Lewis. Hi, who did a poem with us last month as well. So we're delighted to have him back virtually. And this is his poem called "How to Hear the Hills." David's from Bristol, and he writes, "I'm a poet, surviving lockdown by trying to write and grow vegetables, and dancing badly, if I remember right from last time." And his website is davidralphlewis.co.uk. And just a note on that, what we really want to do is build a sense of community and connection, right, in this time of separation. And so what we're going to do is, what we always do is post lots about the events and lots about the poets that have been performing virtually tonight on our social medias. So the best thing to do, we'd really love it if you could follow everybody there too. And so the best thing to do is to follow us, and we're Echoes and Edges on Facebook and on Instagram, or go to our website and we'll put on everybody that performed too. So you can check out everybody's websites and links, and I'll talk through releases, CDs and books and things like that too. But yes, we just want to spread the love.
Spread the love.
Spread the love.
Spread the creativity. Spread the collaboration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
There's no intro for this.
No, but
So
do you know that you're gonna, and I'm gonna go there?
Yes.
Okay. Ready? So hang on. So David says, this is a quiet poem about the power of the natural world and the countryside at night, and it's called "How to Hear the Hills." How to hear the hills. It's quite hard to. And it's called "How to Hear the Hills."
How to hear the hills. You will need a clear night, far from the city's illuminated fears, when the dust from the Milky Way almost floats down around you. You will need patience. The lucky ones wait their whole lives just to hear a single deep syllable, one that echoes through their body into the dark caverns of the self, shaking the silver wings of secrets. Understand the hills are fickle. There is never any guarantee. Take your thickest coat. The nights are unforgiving. Take a thermos for a link to your waking life. Walk across the fields to the center of the silence where the earth dreams. Place your hands gently down onto the damp soil. Slow your heartbeat and wait.
Yeah, I think the hills would sound like bowed bass. What do you think?
Earthy. When you play it, you really feel connected to the bass in the way that you might be connected to the ground. You feel it more through your body than you hear it.
Yeah. Because like when you're next to a big speaker in the club.
Yes, that would be the
we don't
the
go
hip
clubbing.
way of thinking about it rather than the bowed bass way of thinking about it. But yeah.
Thank you, David. Another fantastic poem, and I hope we were a bit more serious with that one then. Last month, David sent us in an amazing surreal poem about being stuck on a train carriage for all of time, and I did lots of loops of me talking and pretending to be all the passengers on a train carriage going, yes, I'm on a train. Are you on a train? Yes. Yes, I'm on a train. Silly. Anyway, we were a bit more sensible with that one. Okay. But yes, thank you so much. Where shall I go? Am I going over here now? I'm going to... Oh, it's my baby.
This is another bass. It's a lovely bass. And the next poem is...
Uh-oh. Hang on.
No, actually, go step over it.
We've got in-ear headphones on and we've just got ourselves tangled up. I think we're okay now. This is Ewer, my EU bass. We don't really name instruments, but this one had to have a name. Can you hear that? I can't really hear her. All right.
Go. There we go.
Look, she's so small and mighty. This next poem, are you happy for me to intro?
Yes, please do.
This next poem is by Robert Garnham. Hello, if you're watching. And it's called Poem. Robert is from Paignton, and he says, briefly, I'm a performance poet based in Paignton. Though active all over the UK, I was once an answer on Pointless.
What an amazing claim to fame.
Wow. I wish I was.
Brilliant.
You can find him on all social media as the Professor of Whimsy.
Mm-hmm.
And about this poem, does he?
Audio.
Is it?
Yes. There's an intro. Yeah.
Great. Carry on then.
All right.
All right. Let's do that then.
Hello, my name is Robert Garnham, Professor of Whimsy, and this is my poem. It's called Poem.
Do we start or does he start? I think he does.
You struck me with your beauty. I can never properly describe it. Not even with the finest thesaurus in the world. It's so hard, difficult, problematic, troublesome, Herculean. The rhyming dictionary didn't help much either. It gave me a fever. If only there was some magic lever to help me get through this. Become a believer. Golden retriever. Telephone receiver. Justin Bieber. I'm drunk on you. You make me woozy. Last time we met, I fell onto the street. A policeman stopped me. Said it was because I was staggering. I said, "You're not too bad yourself." I cannot disguise my emotions. I tried. Went into a joke shop. Looked for a fake beard. There were different lengths. The assistant asked, "How long do you want it?" I said, "Just for the night." I think of you when I'm at work in the kitchen, chopping vegetables with my brother-in-law. All those hours I've spent thinking of you while I'm dicing with Jeff. I keep spending time thinking of different parts of you. A couple of days on your elbows, 2 weeks on your left shoulder, weak at the knees. Being with you plays with my mind. I start to question life itself. What are the chances of slicing bread and accidentally splitting the atom? Why do they make the serial numbers on the sides of reading glasses so small? How come the logo for Universal Pictures is just of planet Earth? Why are the Three Musketeers called the Three Musketeers when there's 4 of them and they don't use muskets? Life is a mystery. You make the world come alive. The room lights up as you enter, and my heart does that tickly little camp little dance it does when it realises that you exist. You are the you that I would be. If I were you and you were me, then there would probably still be you, so there'd be 2 of you and none of me. Or maybe there'd be 2 of me, and I'd be so worried, beside myself. I said to you, will you always be there? You said yes. I said, will you always remember me? You said yes. I said, will you always, always remember me? You said yes, yes, yes. I said, knock, knock. You said, who's there? I said, see, you've forgotten me already.
Lovely.
Oh, brilliant. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Professor of Whimsy, Professor Robert Garnham. Thank you so much.
Brilliant. Okay, so the next
Ooh!
poem.
I'm so excited. That was quite loud. Sorry.
Yeah. The next poem is actually it's a piece of writing, a piece of prose that we reached out to the Wild of the Words, who is a wonderful storyteller who's been doing lots of amazing things on Instagram and live shows and storytelling sessions online. And And we reached out to her to send us a story because we thought it might be interesting to do some music to a story as well as the poetry that we're sort of more used to. And so last month we had part 1 of The Wild of the Words, and it's quite funny that it wasn't meant to be sent in 2 parts, but because it was too big, she ended up cutting it in half. And then we thought, actually, what better way of using that than just splitting it across 2 months and letting there be that little bit of tantalizing drama on the edge of your seat, action, cliffhanger, that's the one, all those sorts of things. So now finally we will hear the rest of the story and the conclusion of the tale called East of the Sun and West of the Moon. And here it is. And
so after we hear this, we finally hear the resolution of the story from Pridey. After we hear that, we're going to take a short little 5-10 minute break, because last time we played for 2 hours and it was exhausting. So we thought maybe we'd just have a little interlude, because we would do that in a performance in real life. So we thought we'd do that. So you can go and put the kettle on, and then we'll come back for the second half. But so excited to hear the second half of East of the Sun and West of the Moon. Oh, I know what I need to say. So Pridey from The Wild of the Words does live storytelling sessions every Tuesday and Thursday on her Facebook page. So if you're enjoying this story, there are plenty more live on Facebook. Right. We all need a few more fairy stories. Yeah,
we do. And we'll start this with a little recap of the ending of last month. So this is The Wild of the Words with East of the Sun, West of the Moon. And I need that
one. East of the sun and west of the moon. East of the sun and west of the moon. East of the sun and west
of the moon.
I am brave
East of the sun
and I am
and
strong.
west of the moon.
I am brave and I am strong. I am brave and I am strong. And I am brave and I am strong. And I am strong.
Our lassie walked for many days until she came to a lofty crag, and under that crag there sat an old hag. "Good day to you," she said to the old hag. "I wonder, could you tell me where lies the castle east of the sun and west of the moon?" "I know not where this castle is," replied the hag. "Who are you, anyway? Are you the lassie that seeks her prince?" "I am," she replied, "I am. Can you tell me which way to go?" "I do not know that you will reach this castle." "Thither you'll get there, late or never. You may have the loan of my horse," replied the hag, "and ride on to my next neighbour. Maybe she knows the way to the castle. When you get there, just give my horse a switch behind the left ear, and he'll ride on back to me. And before you go, take with you this golden apple, for I feel you may have need of it." So our lassie rode on. She rode on to the next neighbour, who was another hag sitting under another lofty crag. She asked this one too, where lay the castle east of the sun and west of the moon, and this one too didn't know where it was. "I'm sorry," she replied. "Thither you'll get there late or never. You may have the loan of my horse and ride on to my next neighbour, and see where they may think the castle lies, east of the sun, west of the moon, as you say." And so she does. She rides on to a third hag that sits below a lofty crag. And this hag doesn't know either where lies the castle east of the sun and west of the moon. But she gives the girl a golden spinning wheel to go with the golden carding comb that the second hag gave her, and the golden apple that the first one had also given her. And this third hag said, "We might not know where this castle lies, but if you go to our brothers the west, south, east and north winds, maybe they can tell you where the castle lies. But be careful, for the north wind, he is angry and bitter." And so our lassie rode on, and she found the east wind first, who did not know the way, and sent her to his sister the south wind. The south wind did not know the way either, and sent her on to the west wind, who was warm and blustery, but did not know the way. "I shall take you," said the west wind to the north wind, "but mind, he is cruel and bitter, and can be angered by people asking anything of him." She went and stood before the north wind, and she asked, "Will you take me to the castle that lies east of the sun and west of the moon?" And he roared back at her, blowing cold, icy blasts in her face. "I once blew there, but I was so tired when I had reached the coast that I could not even blow an aspen leaf thither. Please, I beg of you," she said. "I need to find my prince who is held captive there. I must travel to the castle that lies east of the sun and west of the moon." "Are you brave?" said the north wind. "I am," she said. Then he said, "Climb upon my back, and I shall carry you thither." And they flew far to the north. And as they flew over the forest, tracks of trees fell before them. And as they flew over the sea, ships foundered by their thousands. But finally, they arrived on the coast by the castle that lies east of the sun and west of the moon. The castle was tall and dark and gloomy, just as you would imagine any castle to be, controlled by trolls. She sat down in front of the front gates and she waited, and sure enough, only a few moments later, a troll flung open a window above her. "Who goes there?" screeched the troll. "With a nose 3 ells long. This must be the troll princess that my prince is bound to marry." "I am here. I am here." And she signalled where she sat, just by the gates of the castle. "What is that golden apple you are sitting holding? How much can I give you for it?" The troll screeched down at her. "It is not for sale for gold or money," she replied, "but if you would give me one night with the prince in the castle, then it can be yours." "'Tis easily done," replied the troll princess. And before she knew it, she was being dragged across a castle courtyard and thrown into a room with her prince. Left alone, she ran to his side. She cried, I am here, my love." But nothing, for he was fast asleep. He had clearly been drugged with some sleeping draught and would not wake for her, no matter how she shook him and cried and wished him awake. The morning dawned and she was pulled once from the room before her, dragged back out, across the castle courtyard and thrown before the gates. But she did not give up, for she was brave and she was strong, and so she sat this time with the golden carding comb and And once more the window above her opened, and the troll princess leant out and said, "How much must I give you for that?" She replied, "It is not for sale for gold or money, but if I would have one more night with the prince in his castle tower, then you may have it." "'Tis easily done," replied the princess, dragged our lassie once more across the castle courtyard and threw her into the tower with her prince. But once more he was fast asleep. He had been draughted with the potion they had given him. He slumbered and she could not wake him. The morning dawned and she was dragged once again out of the castle. On this third day, she refused to give up, and instead she sat spinning her golden spinning wheel. And whilst she was sat doing that, before the troll princess came to her to ask what it was worth, our prince sat awake in his tower, deep within the castle. And in the cell next to his were other poor innocent folk that were being held captive by the trolls. And they whispered through the walls, "Prince, your lassie has come. She has come to you. Whatever they are giving you to drink, do not drink it again. For you sleep, you slumber while she's with you." And the prince heeded their words. And that night, when they came to give him the sleeping draught, such that he would be asleep the following morning, he did not drink it. And so, our lassie out the front spinning with her golden spinning wheel. The troll princess, once again, leans out of the window. "What can I give you for it?" she cries. "Nothing. It is not for sale for gold or money, but if you will give me one final night with my prince in that tower, it can be yours." The troll princess laughed and said, "'Tis easily done." And so our lassie was dragged once more and thrown into the tower with her prince. But this time, he was awake. Oh, and there was much love and joy between them. "You have come, my love, you have made it here to rescue me, and just in the nick of time, for tomorrow I am to be married to the troll princess with the nose 3 ells long. But now you are here, we can make a plan. I shall say tomorrow that I have sworn only to marry the woman who can wash the 3 drops of tallow from my nightshirt. And they will think, because they are always fair game for any sort of competition, that they will win, and so they will agree to it. But because they have the darkest hearts, these trolls, they will not be able to wash this shirt clean. But you will, my love, and I shall call for you, and you will come. And when you dip that shirt into the water, it shall emerge as white, as pure as driven snow." "I will do it," the lassie replied, "for I have not come this far to not win you back, my love." And so when the morning dawned, once more she was dragged from the castle tower. It takes a long time for a troll wedding to be prepared. But late in the afternoon, the prince was dragged from his castle turret. "Are you ready to marry my daughter?" said the troll queen to our prince. "I am, madam," he replied, "but before I do, I must tell you I have sworn only to marry the woman who can wash the 3 drops of tallow from this shirt, for I must see what my wife is fit for." "Oh, 'tis easily done," replied the troll princess, who stepped forward and took the shirt in her hands and began to wash it. But as she did so, the shirt became blacker and blacker and blacker until it was so black it was like it had been shoved up the chimney. "Oh, none of you are worth a straw," cried the prince. "Why, outside there stands a beggar lassie, and I'll be sure she can wash it clean." They call for her, they call for our lassie, and in she comes. And just as she's touched the shirt, before she's even dropped it into the water, it begins to turn as white as the purest driven snow. Oh, and these trolls are angry. So angry. And their blood begins to boil, and they begin to shake upon the spot until suddenly they burst in a great explosion, nails and blood and all things hideous. And suddenly there is nothing. Just stains across a castle courtyard, and our lassie and her prince are free. Oh, the sky by now is alight with 1,000 stars, and the torches are burning bright upon the walls of the castle. And our lassie, she turns to her prince and she says, "My love, come, let us go, let us fly, let us find some horses and ride, but let us leave this castle, this prison, this place, and never return to the castle they call East of the Sun and West of the Moon."
East of the sun and west of the moon. East of the sun and west of the moon. I am brave.
East of the sun
and I am
and
strong.
west of the moon.
I am brave and I am strong. And I am brave and I am strong. And I will rescue him. And I will rescue him. And I will rescue him. I will rescue him. I am brave and I am strong. Oh, I am brave and I am strong. And I am strong. East of the sun and west of the moon. What an adventure. Thank you, Bridie. That was magic. We really loved that. There it is. We really loved that and loved working with that. It was so much fun. And I hope that one day, because we're all Bedminster based, one day we'll do that in real life too.
Yeah, in the same room. Oh,
That'd
be
be cool.
I'm just going to reduce some of this reverb.
Reverb. Okay, I'm going to go and get another beer, and we'll be back in like 5 or 10 minutes if that's okay.
Yeah, grab a cuppa.
Yeah, chuck on the kettle, and if you get 5 minutes, then maybe buy us a coffee as well via our website as a kind of online ticket donation. That would be really amazing.
We'd really appreciate that.
Yeah, and also if you're a poet watching and you've not sent us your stuff yet, we'd love to work with it. So take this opportunity, this little break, to check out our website, echoesandedges.co.uk, and you can check out the form and everything we need to work with your poems. We've been really positively overwhelmed by all of the entries, which has been magic. So yes, we're nearly full up for June actually. So do get on it. If you want to send in some poems, then there's no time like the present. Anyway, we will see you in 5 to 10 after the break. So what's the time? So should we say officially back in 10, so back at 25 to 9. Shall we?
25 to 9. All right.
All right.
Lovely.
Night.
See you in a bit.
Hello, everyone. We're back.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for staying here, staying where you are. I hope you had a lovely little break. And thank you as well for all your patience at the beginning with those technical hitches. But we're all good now. So, yes, good. Well, you ready for the next one?
Just about.
All right. So, here we go. Hello.
And
This first poem of the second half is by another alumni, another Open Collab returnee, and that is Philip John. And hello, Philip. And his poem this month is called Daring to Dream of What Lies Beyond. Philip is from Bristol. He's a Welsh poet from the Rhondda Valleys. And his first book of poetry, Home Truths, was published in 2018, and then he's just released a second volume called Searching for Seahorses in February this year. He says his work explores the human condition, human history, nature, and the journey of life. And as I say, you can find all the links to his work and all the other poets' work via our social media. We'll be doing plenty of posting in the next few days. So, about this poem, Daring to Dream of What Lies Beyond, is a poem that captures the primal urge to be wild and free, which is, he says, I think, in particularly relevant to this time of isolation and restriction. It aims to explore the wonder, the fear, and the imagination when it comes of dreaming about people, places, and times that are out of our grasp, or even our understanding. It is about losing yourself in the dreams of what lies beyond. And it does seem, I think that really resonated with me, because a lot of our music has taken on whole new meanings in the last 6 weeks. I mean, it feels like every song that you listen to takes on a whole new meaning, or every piece of art really has taken on a whole new meaning in this strange time of separation. So this is Daring to Dream of What Lies Beyond. Oh, where are we? Oh, you've done it. Oh, I was going to ask you, where are you in the world?
I can say. So we are currently, what is this? This is some forest birds that were recorded. I can't remember actually. This is a long time ago I recorded them. They sound quite Australian.
It says Dandenong here.
Yeah, there's also Dandenong Forest Stream, but there's two sounds again. I like combining these different worlds. I think this one's actually, they're probably from the same forest, to be honest. But forest again in the outskirts of Melbourne. That's just the most magical place in the world, and it's just a temperate rainforest over there, and there's a stream there and some birds from there as well. So this is Daring to Dream of What Lies Beyond.
On luscious meadows down below and atop the floating hills are fences to whom the land is lost, and we are lost for daring to dream of what lies beyond. The heads of pennies are looking out as if they had legs to walk themselves away, yet they were tossed, submerged in fountains, by us who were wishing for something more. And we are lost for daring to dream of what lies beyond. Heart murmurs raise their voices enough to spill blood into the black sky, in hope of warning of a shepherd's mourning. And we are lost for daring to dream of what lies beyond. Do we gaze to the heavenly stars in wild wonder, to see just how far we can go? Or do we keep ourselves grounded to this earth, running and running until freedom lifts us into full flight? As we soar through the stratosphere, burning like a phoenix, our ashes fall to paint the sky, and we are lost, but daring to dream of what lies beyond.
Another beautiful poem from Philip. Thank you so much. So luscious. Really beautiful. And yeah, I think as we said earlier with Judy's poem Becky Falls, it's all about dreaming of being outside, isn't it? That's my kind of takeaway at the moment. I'm just like, I just want to spend all day outside. Please.
Yeah.
Yeah. And dreaming about lots of things and yeah. So thank you, Philip. That was yeah, you're right. It has taken on a whole new meaning, I imagine. I mean, I didn't know the original meaning. Well, I mean, you told us, but do you know what I mean? Oh God. I was trying to say something poignant.
Yeah. Let's go on to the next poem, shall we?
Okay, so the next poem is by Mark Delissa, and it is called The Glory. Mark is from Bath, and he recently released some of his poetry and art in a zine called Out of Nothing. He says about the poem, "The glory is a celebration of the present moment, the only thing that we truly have. It is all too easy to regret a past that we cannot change and to fear a future that does not exist. With the glory, I want to invite the listener to be here and now, the only place that we can ever really be." Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. What kind of chord are you? G, major, minor.
Minor, probably. I'm not sure.
We'll find out.
Yeah. Will you be able to trigger it?
Yeah.
So
this is The Glory by Mark Delissa.
I'm getting my information from a higher plane. You won't find me searching for knowledge sat in front of a screen, because all of the information that I need is stored in every drop of rain. And I think it's insane that we maim and cause pain to each other. I don't think it's right that we fight. We've got to stop fearing the night and carry the light from the day, and then bathe in the sun's rays and think of all the ways that we can say thank you. I'm alive. I get to wake up this morning. So please stop your yawning, because boredom is your doom, and you will learn soon that you wasted your only chance. I mean, why were you sitting down when you could have danced? That you didn't take a single second to glance. The beauty in everything. Even in the madness and the chaos, you should fall on your knees and sing, I am the king, I am the queen, I am everything I have ever seen. I am me, and you are you. We are one, we are two, we are three, we are four. We are infinite zeros who together will soar, who together will kick down the door, and who together will scream, no more. Because I feel your pain and you feel mine. When a tear falls from my eyes, and when I cry, you feel a tingle down your spine. And when you smile, and when you laugh, it's my heart that bursts into flames. The next time it rains, please, don't complain. Just turn your face to the sky, don't even question why, and don't think about how much time you have left, because you've passed the test. And so have the rest of us. We did it together. We are the storm, we are the weather, we are the birds, we are the trees, we are the kiss of a sweet summer's breeze against your skin. We are the glory and we are the sin. Within everything, we play, we bathe, we rave to the sounds of each other. The inspirations, the vibrations, they shake off the rust and the dust that has been piled on us. Because borders don't exist, why must we resist? We are lost in the mist that we made. The game has been played and we just cheated ourselves. We're locked away in cells, we are obsessed with ourselves. There is no heaven and there is no hell, because everything is right here. Everything that ever happened has led up to this moment. Everything that is happening at this moment. So please take a moment to exist in this moment, because this moment will pass, and this moment will never, ever be the same as the last. But at least this moment was ours.
Please take a moment to exist in this moment. Please take a moment to exist in this moment. This moment will never ever be the same as the last. At least this moment was ours. Be the same as the last. At least this moment was ours. Please take a moment, exist in the moment. Please take a moment, exist in the. We rave to the sounds of each other. We rave to the sounds of each other. We rave. Take a moment to exist in this moment. Take a moment to exist in this moment. In this moment. In this, in this, in this. Please take a moment, exist in the moment. Please take a moment. Please take a moment. Please take a moment. A moment. Oh yeah. I felt that one, Mark. That was awesome. We rave to the sounds of each other. Yes, please. Whoa. Yes. Thank you. I feel like I've been caught up in, oh, I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. I wish I could see this person, you know, which is all totally valid. But also, this is happening and, you know, and this is happening. And it's all amazing. And the only, you're right, the only thing we can control right now is right now. So thank you for saying that a lot more eloquently than I could. All right. Thank you so much, Mark. That was awesome. Oh, it's just been what an amazing evening, and what an amazing variety of moods and work, and that so cool.
It's a good evening.
It's a good evening. We're having a lovely time. Don't know about you lot, but we're having a lovely time.
This is what we love to do, and less so the sort of figuring out the technical side. But now that it's all sorted, I think we're chilling into it. I reckon, aren't we?
Chilling.
Yeah.
Cheers, everyone.
My drink. There you go. Cheers.
Okay, this next poem. Do you want to talk about this one?
No, it's okay. You do.
All right. This next poem is by our lovely friend Harry, and it's called "The Boy from the Broken Home," and I think, I'm really excited about this. It's a really different mood, and anyway. Great intro, Charlie. So, about the poem, he says, a baby boy witnesses the collapse of his parents' marriage in a frozen courtyard during snowfall. They can't see his suffering through their own misguided arguments, and he is firmly in the background of their lives. As the boy falls more deeply into the background of their lives, he is pushed into the forefront of the poem, with his suffering in plain sight. This poem is a criticism of parents who allow their own disputes to damage the lives of their children through what they see and how they feel. The Boy from the Broken Home.
The boy from the broken home. Their lies hang between them, like frost in the air. The snow falls fast, then slow, but eyes frozen no longer care. In the lamplight steady, do they know I'm here? A babe with a teddy, losing the father that I fear. Now her love is dying, there's snow in my eyes. He shouts, he's still trying, yet still she screams, it's all lies. I'm starting to shiver, there's ice in my blood. This can't last forever, tears from all three starting to flood. On his knees so sore, so cold I can't see. Then she strikes him once more and turns to leave, forgetting me. My lungs are now blistered, he doesn't see me. There's nothing being whispered, they've left me alone, so hungry. If I grow up at all, I'll grow up alone. They'll never see me crawl, the boy from the broken home.
Thank you, Harry. That was really moving and so written in your style of writing, and just really nice.
Probably should have pre-warned before that Harry wasn't able to record it himself, so that was my voice, but it's not my words.
No, yeah. How's everyone doing? Thank you for all your lovely comments. I'm really enjoying seeing all the chat. It's lush to see all the emojis. The next poem is by lovely Gillie Harries. So Gillie is part of Echoes and Edges, the collective, which is the two of us and three poets, Gillie, David Punter and Spiky Tim. And the 5 of us have been working together, doing music and poetry collaborations like this for a number of years now. And we last month released our debut album. Thank you, glamorous assistant. Called Glory in the Bone, which you can listen to on Spotify and everywhere, wherever you get your music from. Or you can buy one of our CDs. We've got a big box of them and they're taking up a lot of room, so if you could take a few of them off our hands, that would be lovely, and we can post them to you. So yeah, check out our website to grab a CD of music and poetry. Yes, lovely. Okay, so Gillie is from Bristol with us, and she has just published, Gillie's very busy at the moment, she's just published a book of her poetry, a collection of her poetry called Kneeling in Dust, which I believe is going to be, there's going to be a launch party in the autumn for it.
Yes, yeah, I think it was supposed to be launched as part of the
Cheltenham Poetry
Festival, but unfortunately has been postponed. So yeah, look out for that. We'll let everyone know via the Echoes and Edges channels as well about when you can come along and see that as well. So yeah.
Keep talking. I've got to put the bass on.
Oh, you have? Okay, right. So this this poem actually.
Gillie's got the intro.
Yeah, Gillie's got the intro. So I'll let Gillie do the talking for this one if I can find her in the soundboard here. Right.
This first poem was inspired by a famous hotel in Saint-Paul-de-Vence in the south of France called La Colombe d'Or, and it has a dining room full of famous paintings because in the sort of 40s, 30s, 40s, 50s, Picasso and all those other artists paid for their meals with paintings that still hang there.
Okay, so this is Gillie Harries with La Colombe d'Or.
La Colombe d'Or. I slipped a ripe fig, I pocketed my own flesh from the espalier in that garden of perfection, Saint-Paul-de-Vence, where the artists paid for their repast with paintings hanging like fire on siennaed interior. In slipping the fig, bruised and ripened like a hint of a lie upon white linen skin, I marked myself out. Artiste manqué, cheapened by desire. If only I'd chosen the leaf to be Eve in that paradise of trellised love, a tendril, innocent, beguiling, climbed to height unbidden, precious under that Matisse blue sky. His chapel visited upon us sanctuary like a shell of solitude at cicadaed noon.
Beautiful
Thank you,
poem, Gillie. Thank you so much. And that is from her new collection, Kneeling in Dust. My favourite phrase is Matisse Blue. Because you know what colour that is. That's Matisse Blue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, naturally. What have we got next? We have got, I believe, if this is correct, we have a poem from Ghostbird Poetry. Oh yeah. Who is one of our submissions from the US this month, which is amazing. We've gone international. On our first ever event, we went international.
I know. We're continuing
and
to be international.
yeah, and last month we had, I think, one poem from outside of the UK. This month we have 3. So soon it'll be entirely overseas poets, which will be exciting. Well, not that it'll actually go that way, but anyway, we'd like to do some in live shows in Bristol. So it would be nice if some people within the same island also, you know, so we can get to you much easier. But
with that in mind, actually, so we want to make this a real life event one day.
Yes.
With even if you can't make it to the live event, you'd still send in. The hope is that you'd still send in your poetry, and we'd put you on a screen, or we'd put you, so it would still be online and would be live streamed, but we'd have an audience as well, which is another reason why we're kind of asking for people to buy an online ticket, because one day you'll be buying a real life ticket, hopefully, and we'll need to or help us fund these real life events and get a lovely venue in Bristol or in London. We've got big plans, and we think we're really proud of this already. It's only 2 in, and we feel like we're creating something quite unique, ? Tell us in the comments. And we love doing it, and we love connecting with people. So we just want to keep doing it. So if you can visit our coffee page and donate, buy us a coffee, that'd be magic as a sort of online ticket. Anyway, yes, you're right. Ghostbird Poetry. Yeah. So this poem is called TKO, and so Ghostbird Poetry is from New York and is a lover of wild things, mysteries and magic. And there's an audio intro, so
let's hear that.
Yeah.
This piece is titled TKO, which stands for Total Knockout if you're not familiar, and it is essentially a description of a battle between myself and, well, myself. Please enjoy.
Okay. Just prepare things over here. What am I? Key 5. And put that 6. Okay.
There is an illness inside of me, and it tries time after time, endlessly, to bring me back to weighing the world against a bottle. Darkness, it attempts to breed, and from fear feeds a fight against the girl who insecurity throttles. But this disease, it doesn't just try with all of its might, may I add, to drive me, myself, and the very essence of I to drink and to drug, but to the brink of giving up on all the things that sink with love. See, I have a sickness which seethes and seeks to sacrifice my sanity, harvest my humanity, ruin relationships with family, and retrain my brain with woe. Tries to take from me all that I know, but I am not my affliction, although I am afflicted. I am not my addiction. I know I am addicted to self-destruction in all of its forms, from seeking artificial warmth to failing to turn my face above, from pushing away the people that I love to all of the things that come with regret. Sometimes I find it's so easy to forget that while fear and failure are what this wretch feeds off of, I'm not gone yet. So when you look at me and you see whatever it is you wish me to be, know this: there is a battle of biology and psychology, maybe even some technology, and so much more I may never understand, and it rages inside of me. But I fight back with all of my might. And just for today, no promises made, I won that fight.
Amazing. Personal, real insight into you. So thank you for sharing that. Amazing. And I hope you don't mind, but I took some of the lyrics from The World of the Words.
Oh, yeah. Well, funnily enough, there was also an accidental cameo from Robert Garnham. I pressed the wrong button and the first word of his poem came out, which happened to be really relevant.
Yeah, that was nice.
And it was just a final "you," so entirely planned.
Yeah.
Entirely not made up on the spot.
We're all working together. I mean, that is the point that we make up on the spot.
Yeah, it's true. So how many have we got left?
We have got your battery's running out, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got 3 left. How are we going to deal with this?
It's going to be fine.
Yeah?
No. We'll see
Okay.
what happens.
Okay.
Everything Everything can be controlled just based on the laptop itself. This is just like a
extra one, so that's fine.
An easy access, and I've turned the brightness way down, so I can barely even see it. But hopefully it'll hold out for the next 3 poems. So let's get on with it.
All right, here we go. So we've got 3 left. Thank you so much for those of you that have sent in your poetry and performed for us virtually tonight. Thank you to those who did it last month, and thank you to those who will do it in the future. We unfortunately can't perform everyone's that has entered tonight, so we cut the submissions a week before. And so if your poem hasn't been played tonight, then it will be in the June performance, which will be the 20th of June, the 3rd Saturday of every month. And this next poem is called She, and is by Jorah LaFleur. Jorah. Let us know. I'm sure you'll tell me off. Jorah LaFleur, from another poet from the US. So, Jorah is a writer / performer who enjoys wearing different hats. She finds herself on stage as a spoken word poet, event MC, actor and interviewer, and she works with youth as a writer in residence. She's currently participating in the 30/30 National Poetry Month Challenge in the US, writing and posting a new poem every day, and she encourages anyone who is inclined to play along. About the poem, She. One could say that this piece is an abstract exploration of the feminine archetype, untethered from but relating to the human experience of gender. And then just put LOL in capital letters. It's a womanly poem. I thought it might be a good one for jazz. Great. The vibe is ethereal, playful, and a tad fierce. I'm going to get that on a t-shirt. Ethereal, playful, and a tad fierce. She says, I love the idea of this collaboration. Thank you for extending the invitation. Love and best wishes from across the globe. And yes, love back to you. This is so exciting to have international collaborators. Look at us go. All right, this is She.
She, like moonlight, she glows. Peaceful portrait of a spine tingle. The fragrance of wet gardenia mingles with her sea-salt breath. Between her breasts hangs an amulet of thorns. She is reborn every 6 seconds, bloody and thrilling, spilling self-fulfilling prophecies like a faucet made to leak. She peeks behind every curtain, knowing nothing is certain but change and surprise. Her big brown eyes linger long on what belongs beyond this black and white world of opposites swirled. This ancient girl grows her garden in a great gray galaxy, giving living nourishment without relent every 24 hours, 7 days spent in 60-second increments. But she is not a daughter of time. Her rhyme gives reason to the seasons beyond arbitrary measure. Plant, harvest, decay, death. She treasures pleasure and pain as one and the same. Sun shines through rain and she bears the birth of color arcing. Green eyes sparking fire. Her desire is a well too deep to keep full. Running dry, her blue eyes cry universal wishes until splishes and splashes refill dust to ashes. She passes with practiced skill through heaven's earthly gates, never hesitates to stride onward. Words on her tongue tip scales as bird ballads pale in comparison. Along fault lines she dances, deer-like prances past pride's perilous pitfalls. But she stalls occasionally, just to savor the sweet taste of defeat. She is a beast that feasts on complete surrender. No need to defend her mistakes, they are exactly what it takes to make things grow. Her gifts flow like lake to river. She is giver of streaming, self-cleaning, new wash, old skin side tossed, dead shed, stripped bare beneath a red orb of power. And in your greatest hour of vulnerability, she knows your nakedness to be holy. Slowly uncovered, rediscovered after centuries of neglect. She is still Mama Lion, willing to perish to protect. She is still the seed taker, earth shaker, the rainmaker's wife. She is the bearer, the butcher, the channel for life's messy becoming. She is something that can never truly die, though she be beaten and smothered by man's frightened lies. The mistress of universal mind is easy to find, yet ever evasive, pervasively bound to come and go with the ocean foam. She makes her home in a womb without walls, where she can play mother, daughter, sister, lover to us all. Though some say she is we, lives inside of he. She is I, is every woman. Some say simply, she is.
She is. She is. She like moonlight. She glows. She like moonlight. She glows. She. Oh, she. Oh, she glows. Yeah, she glows. Oh, she like moonlight. She glows. Oh, she like moonlight. She glows. Oh, she. Oh, she. Yeah, she glows. Oh, oh. Oh, she glows. Beautiful. Yes, please. That was so much fun. What beautiful words. Yes.
This is
she. Oh, I forgot to do that. I'm sorry. She. I handwrite all of the poem titles and the poets, and then we animate them. And I've had lots of fun doing that. Yeah. It's the little things, isn't it? That
yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. That was so beautiful and empowering. She like moonlight. She glows. Yeah. All right. Why don't you do the next intro? You've not done any.
Okay. So this is a poem by Tom Burgess called "Collision and Other Forms of Love," and Tom Burgess was. The problem is it's very far away. That's why I haven't been doing them. So this piece is a freshly arranged series of extracts from a longer, sprawling abstract poem titled "Collisions and Other Forms of Love." So I think this is actually just Collisions on its own. And it explores his past lived experience with psychosis, though more broadly it is about being human in a confusing and chaotic world. And he's given us some great notes for how the poem feels and the sort of a great bouncing board, like we were saying earlier, for us to jump off of. And we've had some ideas off of what he's done. So he said it might be useful to note that it is in outer space, which is very useful to note. And the content is quite dense with lots of words, but with pauses and sections too. So that's gave us an idea of where we can put the music. And he's excited about what's going to come out of it, and so are we. So do we have an intro for this? No, we don't.
No.
I need to trigger the scene though. I definitely need to do that. I've got a little note for myself.
delay, space delay, space delay. This is ground control to Major Tom, 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 to Major Tom.
There's no way to turn that off, really. We just have to let it go. Turn that off, really. 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 Turn that off.
Serious, 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 serious.
This is for those who watch the sun draw on their eyelids, who keep them shut to see messages of light. Shape and colour collude with one another, scribbled galactic secrets send a flicker and flash, a fractured diagram of consciousness, our fractal neurons mimicked, drawings in the darkness of the mind. Astronaut, which way is home? Emerald lover, now cloistered in the great silence, what direction will you go? For Earth is the origin of all life everywhere. We are an epic story read by future ancestors from other planets, distant cousins who played the catapult game, from one outpost to another through galaxies, the ripple effect ever after, like new pathways flashing in an expanding brain. Back through the strife and leaps of evolution to nothing, a mean small nothing. A lurid game of leapfrog spins backwards in double time, a kaleidoscope in reverse, all squirming and head throbs, a manic jostle without oxygen, me truly alone, one impotent planet hanging in a great gulf of emptiness. Astronaut, won't you start dancing? Find that roots of rhythm remain, under your suit encoded sinew sings. Infinite regression unleashes a whirling dervish. Your small self dissolves in eccentric orbit. You let your body grow into the music. Give everything. Join a larger dance, where love dances with hate. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. History and arc reaching slowly for harmony. Out of the murky misery of memory, light dashes free for another skirmish. Won't all that rises up converge? In evolution may we find breath. This the omega point. Astronaut, don't be so harsh on yourself. Testing reality relentlessly. Stars reflect off your helmet's visor. Silver and blue explosions. The chemical composition of your tears melts through the armour of your spacesuit. You are an experiment in the spaciousness of infinity. Seek relatedness as your breastplate. The 2-pronged rebuke pierces your side. Blood and water weigh less out here. I became a primordial galaxy. Cloud of gas, where I met God's shadow, epilogue of dark halos, each one mine to try on. Cosmology is disobedient as gravity. I wrestle the self like Jacob wrestled God, but I do not know what I want to change. I fumble every time I begin a heavenly arm lock. This talk of better is hard to manifest from misery. Yet I will come out wounded, nursing new stars, destiny changed. Ideas like universal love, harder to believe, yet never as pertinent. In moments, an experience irrefutable, presence pulsating radially. A giant stellar stream of longing, so much opposed yet still joined. Dark lanes connecting an island universe. Astronaut, let me whisper to you the way the pillow talks at night. No words heard, just urgency. The sound of stars running away, secrets escaping, instructions on the reassembling of self. Let me whisper to you of essential rock, the lichen green freshness of air. Do not forget the lovely dance of water. Let me whisper to you an echo, twists and scars of the beech tree, the bristle and scent of moorland heather, beaded glimpses of huddled rain poised on leaves, spider's web on the wings of a moth. This is a love story that breaks through illness, that continues to hope, The narrative cannot end in isolation and embarrassment, nor resist the pull of surging complexity and the scale of beauty found there. The rocks are weightless and dancing. Remnants of faith linger like dust, a form of madness keeping life in my veins.
Wow. Another deeply atmospheric, deeply personal poem. So thank you for sharing, Tom. We have already come to the last poem of the night, which is this is a lovely night, isn't it? It's really fun. It's really lovely. So thank you so much for watching.
Thank you for being here with us.
Yeah, and thank you for dealing with our technical difficulties at the beginning. We will see you next month for another Echoes and Edges Open Collab. Do keep sending in your poetry. We'd love to hear it, and we'd love to work with it. And do send this on to poets and writer friends. We'd love to spread the message far and wide. So do keep spreading the love. This is we're really passionate about this project, as I say, so we really want to keep this going. It started out of lockdown, but I think it's going to keep going and going, really. Yeah. We'd like it to anyway. Yeah. So, yes, any summary things to say? Please do buy your online ticket via coffee if you can, in the corner there.
Yeah. And if you have already, then thank you very much. We've been seeing a few notifications coming up, and we really appreciate the support.
Yes. Yeah. And thank you to all of the poets that performed with us today via the internet and virtualness. It's just been joyous. It's been happy and sad and everything in between, right? Yeah. And yes, we look forward to, please do send in poems again if you've performed tonight. We'd love to work with you again. And we will send out individual videos of all of your poems, so you can hear them back and do whatever you like with them. Anything else I need to say? You can find our album on Bandcamp and on our website, echoesandedges.co.uk. You can find out more about Open Collab, find out about all the poets that have performed today on our website and via our social media, echoesandedges.co.uk. Thank you so much. Have a lovely month. Oh, we also do, as Charlie and Jake, we do weekly live streams, actually, Saturday at 7 every week. No poetry, just our own music and lots of different things. So do tune in here on this channel every Saturday at 7 for some jazziness and some of our original tunes. We are always having a party and loving having a weekly party.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Amazing. So this is our last poem of the night. It's by Monique Russell. And it is called Honeysuckles for Suckers. Honeysuckles for Suckers.
Honeysuckles for Suckers.
Honeysuckles for Suckers.
Yeah.
Monique is from the Midlands. She's 25, a poet and an artist who enjoys astrology, studying the stars, eating and caring for plants, yoga, sound systems, good company, and questioning our existence. Another t-shirt design, I think, for me. Thank you, Monique. And you can find her, Monique Russell Writer, on Instagram and Facebook. About this poem, Honeysuckles for Suckers. A poem written for a friend who was suffering a great sense of inadequacy and confused about their placement in the world. I wanted to write a poem that signified strength, perseverance, and the beauty we all hold, which some days we struggle to get a grasp of. The ideas of astronomy and vegetation come from the motifs of oneness and the belief systems that we are all one of the same whole. Artistry and magic definitely whisper through this poem and invite you into a place of acceptance for your own authentic self. I like to think of this poem as an affirmation, a mantra that brings you to a manner of grounding and self-understanding. And then, as more of a kind of musical note for us, which I really wanted to read out, she says, think sunflowers, buttercream, golden syrup, bluebells, and the blossoming of new buds and new life. I tend to think of this poem as the middle of the season when spring gets into full swing. And we started this evening with a really lovely, inspiring and uplifting poem called Thought Diva by Haneefah Mohammed. And we want to end tonight with Monique Russell's Honeysuckles for Suckers, which is another another positive, optimistic poem to send you all off for another week of life. So.
Somewhere between the southeast of England and north of where I am now, searching for sense of self under Orion's belt. Thumb and forefinger unzip flies as we regularly mistake stars for streetlights. Constellations concealed in crevices can still scatter skin, whether you have a heart of gold or obsidian. The moon squares up against Venus and the sun hides behind the curtain of the horizon. Saturn shadows Pisces, he brings you to your knees and takes pity on your Libra rising. Moon dust braids into eyelashes, trickles down cheeks when they enter the eyes. Feet become earthly when we were born out of Mercury, but we are still the children of the cosmos and the rulers of the skies. So stop pulling the petals off of the flowers. Do you not know it is damaging to determine love in such a way? Did you forget that you are golden, like syrup, honeysuckle sweet, slightly damaged at the stem, but flowers in broken pots still flourishing? You were a prime example of just that. When you were a child, you drowned out the daisies with a water bucket and too much love. You gave willingly and fiercely in fear of nothing at all. So do not ask me why I feel like you scattered the stars across the sky. I was drawn to you, and that was all of the art I ever needed. You see, there's sunflowers growing out of cement, bringing warmth to the cold within this complex, where bluebells blossom from my bones and fuchsia flourishes from my tongue. I believe loving you has always been in my nature.
I believe nature. I believe love in you has always been in my nature. I believe love in you has always been in my nature. I believe love in you. Oh, the love in you has always been in my nature. You are golden, honeysuckle sweet. Oh, you are golden, always been honeysuckle sweet. Oh, you are golden, you are golden. It's always been in my nature. I believe love in you, love you. It's always been in my nature. I believe you are golden, honeysuckle sweet in you. You are golden, honeysuckle sweet. You are golden, honeysuckle sweet, honeysuckle sweet, honeysuckle. I believe you are golden, you are golden, you are golden, you are. I believe in my nature. I believe the love in you. It's always been in my nature. I believe the love in you. It's always been in my nature.
You are golden, honeysuckle sweet.
I believe
you are golden, honeysuckle.
Oh, I believe
you are golden, honeysuckle sweet.
I believe
you are golden, honeysuckle sweet.
I believe
you are golden, honeysuckle sweet.
You
are golden, honeysuckle sweet. You are golden, honeysuckle sweet. You are golden, honeysuckle sweet. You are golden, honeysuckle sweet. You are golden, honeysuckle sweet. You are golden, honeysuckle sweet.
I believe
you are golden, honeysuckle sweet.
love in you.
You are golden, honeysuckle
Has
sweet.
always been
You are golden, honeysuckle
in my nature. Thank you so much, Monique, for finishing this evening with such beautiful words. And thank you to all the performers tonight. We hope to be with you one day in person, but for now we shall carry on live streaming. So thank you so much to everyone that performed tonight. That was Honeysuckles for seconds. Please do donate via our coffee page. Please do send us your poetry. Please do tell your poetry friends. Please do see you next. Please do tune in for hello.
Please do subscribe on YouTube. That is a great way of finding out about when our next live streams are. I think if you subscribe and hit that bell button, then you get a notification whenever we submit a video. But normally our videos are live streams. So basically it'll let you know when we're doing our next live stream.
Yeah. And we are so close to getting 100 subscribers.
Oh, yeah.
And when we get 100, our channel name can be Charlie and Jake rather than you 4 2 4 6 5 Z Z Z. So that's so exciting. So yes, amazing. Have a lovely week, and we'll see you next Saturday at 7 p.m. or the 20th of June for the next Open Collab. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.